following program is brought to you with limited commercial interruption.
Today's broadcast is being simulcast in broken English.
I'm here to show the world. I'm here to show the world.
Welcome to the show that we're doing right now.
What the hell are we doing on this show?
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
It jumped up a notch.
It did, didn't it?
Let's go.
What is this?
Giggity, 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 goo.
Who else but
The Q?
It's showtime! Gentlemen, let's get down to business.
Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
Yeah, I can dig it, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to The Q. You're listening to the best pop culture, current events, current affairs show east and west of that Mississippi River, hailing from the great city of St. Louis and worldwide at theqnow.com. I am your host, Mark Bland, joined today by a classic, but always a favorite, Andy Echele. Ladies and gentlemen, what's up,
right.
Andy Echele? How are you, sir?
I'm good. I'm comfortable.
It is, it's Christmas time. It is Christmas time. But ladies and gentlemen, also joining us today, a friend of mine, known him for 20 years, solid, and good person. And I welcome to the show, Jason. Jason, welcome to the show. I don't want to put your last name out there in case you don't.
Somebody might be looking.
Somebody might be looking for you, or whatever.
Yeah.
But Jason is here with us, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, how you guys doing tonight? Welcome. Thank you for inviting me on the show, sir.
And we Christmas 2018. Let's talk for a minute, guys. Let's talk for a minute. Do you mind if I talk? I know we talk pop culture, we talk politics. I know we get into all that good stuff, but sometimes I want to take a little lighter view of the world. Okay, I'm not feeling 2018 Christmas. Now, I have some personal stuff going on in my life behind the scenes that stays off the air type stuff.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
And it's not making it any better, but I'm just not feeling like the people are into the holiday spirit this Christmas in general. I've seen the least amount of lights on houses I've ever seen, and I've seen just not a lot of wishing each other Merry Christmas or, even like that. It's just been kind of same rigmarole it's always been, like it is on July 28th.
Yeah,
like
but
the same way like
it's because of social media, man. Nobody has to sit there and talk to people face to face anymore. It's all on social media. Everything gets posted on social media. You know what I mean? On your birthday, how many people called and actually wished you a happy birthday?
Oh, fewer than a handful.
Okay, and how many people actually wished you a happy birthday on Facebook?
Oh, at least 80 to 100.
Yeah.
There you go.
Whatever.
See? So it's, I wish him a happy birthday on Facebook. That's good enough.
Your friend list is subjective on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know those people. Yeah, I see what you're saying about the lights. I started noticing around Halloween. I think it's just because of the atmosphere of the whole United States right now. I mean, it's hard to focus on goodwill when everything else in the world seems to be going to crap.
Hey, why is it going to crap, guys? Why is it going to crap?
It's just a bad vibe, man.
It's a bad vibe?
It's a bad vibe. What
kind of vibe do you get right now, Jay? What are you getting? What kind of vibe is the world putting off right now to you?
I've been on the edge for a long time.
When you say on the edge, like now I've seen some of your posts online. You know what I'm saying? There are times where you go through your vents, your rants, just like I do. And you're one of the fewer people that do that. Like Andy, he doesn't rant very much on his Facebook at all. Like every once in a while he'll post, but for the most part, I think he lurks. He's a lurker. He likes to look, likes to secretly look at people.
Oh yes, I'm a voyeur.
Preferably hidden cam. Preferably hidden cam. Yeah.
Hey, I will say I absolutely
hidden cam pod. PAWG.
I absolutely love the Showtime show that came out quite a few years back called Look. I thought it was a fantastic concept. It was actually based off a movie where it was all shot off of like security cams.
Right.
And it is interesting because the average human being is put on camera about 18 to 20 times a day. 18 to 20 times a day that you're on camera and you don't know it.
And don't know it.
Well, I mean, you should know it because if you go pretty much anywhere now, you're going to be on camera. Whether it be traffic lights, if you go to the grocery store, if you go to a supermarket, if you go to Walmart, if you go to pretty much any store, any bar, any business anymore, you're going to be on camera.
You could thank social media for that because they tend to put everything on social media now. I mean, you can really much look up anything. That goes towards the vibe that you were talking about. Like the whole vibe in the country. Like you can walk down the street and see an old lady fall in the street and see 3 people pull out their phones and start videotaping it.
Before they'll help her. Yeah. That's one of our biggest problems that we have in this world today, is that there's a lack of compassion. I think that we've become desensitized. The internet has desensitized us. We've talked about this on the show before, ladies and gentlemen. The internet has desensitized us. YouTube and the ability to transmit video to each other secretly, easily, and fast from your hip pocket has desensitized all of us completely. I talked about it was the last show or the show before about the fact that I don't need to catch up with people anymore. It used to be like I wouldn't see somebody for a few days or a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks or whatever like that, and then run into them, and they'd be like, oh, well, this has happened to me in the last 2 months. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now I see what you're doing every day. All day long, whatever you post, I'm seeing your life constantly. Oh, today they were making reindeer cookies at school with the kids. Today they were at Six Flags. Today they were on vacation. Like, every day's and I know what's going on. So by the time I see you the next time around, even family members, I don't need to catch up with you. You're not going to hit me with something I don't know about, for the most part. Not saying that that you can remember everything that you possibly see, but at the same point, I know a lot more than I ever did before.
That's kind of why I do what I do, and why I do just kind of lurk and just look at stuff. And I'm also on there for family stuff. You know, a lot of my family gatherings now, instead of old school, you know, cards and flyers and stuff like that.
Like a messenger chat group?
Yeah, it's a messenger chat group and a Facebook group that we have, you know, so that we can post family events and stuff like that on there. But I don't post my life on there. That's not I don't need to post my life. You don't need to know what I'm doing 24 hours a day. You know, just people don't need to know that. If you want to know, call me and I'll tell you.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I
sure as hell don't like being tagged in photos or tagged where I'm at in locations, because people don't need to know that.
Yeah. It's the quickest way to get yourself in trouble. I just don't. I get on Facebook a lot to check on my friends. You know, the circles we travel in are pretty creative people. And
they are pretty creative people. They can also be very depressed people.
They are.
And I mean, there is a lot of people in that world.
Yeah.
And for all of you out there that don't know, Jason and me started to become friends in the world of professional wrestling. That's where we met each other and trained early in our days. So, yeah, dude.
Yeah, I tend to try and reach out. If I see a couple posts of somebody, a friend of mine who seems like they're down on something, I'll shoot something funny to them, or I'll just inbox them, hey man, what's going on? You know, if nothing else, I'm here to listen.
Yeah, of course.
I'll stop what I'm doing in my job or in my life just to hear what you have to say, because I worry about you, even if I'm not there.
Yeah, of course. I think that's true friendship. That's what that true friendship is.
Because see, what I do kind of the same thing, only except I don't do it on Facebook. I'll actually shoot them a text message, or I will call them.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So that it seems a little more personal.
Right. Yeah, you have to reach out to people nowadays. Yeah. Like, I saw somebody. There was a meme that I saw posted, and the meme was, this person wants to give you a phone call, and what a monster they are. You know what I'm saying? Like how that, like the person who actually calls someone on the cell phone is a monster nowadays. Send a text. Send a text. Don't be wasting my time. But I don't understand that. I pay for exorbitant amount of. Okay, first off, hear me out. I have a cell phone, but technically it's a pocket computer. Now, that pocket computer doesn't have to have cellular service to be connected to Wi-Fi,
right,
and to send messages to people and do whatever. Technically, I don't need service of a cell phone. I don't need
pretty much
service.
now anymore. No, just about nobody does.
I don't need service of a cell phone. So, if you're gonna pay $100 a month or whatever it is, ladies and gentlemen, that you're paying for your cell phone bill, that's for the voice ability. That's what that is for. Go ahead and use it. Go ahead and use it. Feel free to not be a monster. Go ahead and just use it.
Well, I mean, think about it this way. Even customer service now, if you have customer service issues, 99% of the time you can get online and they have those little live chat pop-up boxes.
They do.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
And that's just not stuff that I use. If I have a problem with something, I talk to a person. I have to talk to a person.
Agent.
Agent.
Minimum at least, because what you're hoping for is that there's going to be some semblance of understanding mentally with the person on the other side, human contact, which is going to create this potential bond that could help the situation forward. That's what you're, and most, ladies and gentlemen, I can only speak for myself. I can't speak for these two gentlemen here, but the majority of customer service calls that I've had in my life have gone to the positive more than they've gone to the negative. I've always called in most cases with negative problems, and they were going to start off on a negative foot. But as far as the calls have gone, positive more than negative. The people were pleasant and they were kind to me on the phone more often than they were a-holes.
It's real difficult. I hear the people who go off on customer service and everything like that, and having delivered pizzas for 10 plus years and even being a paramedic for over 10 years, it's a lot of customer service base that you have to understand. And it's like you just have to understand they can only do so much. If they can't help you with a problem, try to talk to somebody else who can. And you have to understand their point of view, that it's not them running the company. It's not their company that's doing it. They're just the guys that are getting paid $8 an hour, or in some cases $2 an hour over in,
wherever,
I have
over some Asian country,
In my line of work, I'm in and out of people's apartments all the time. Like, I'm a maintenance tech.
You're a maintenance tech.
Yeah, I work at different complexes. I've worked at some downtown.
How long have you been doing this now?
Ooh, almost 15 years.
15 years.
Yeah, I was doing this.
So, it's obviously a job that hasn't pushed you away.
No.
So, and it's obviously something that you find some enjoyment in, or you wouldn't continue to go back each day for 15 years.
I actually enjoyed the people. Dealing with people in their homes is different.
Oh, of course, because you never know. It's a new TV show every time.
Every time.
Every single time.
Every time. And it's
some are boring,
changed.
some are amazing.
The series changed. I've walked into some pretty interesting situations.
What's the craziest thing you ever walked in on? Craziest thing. Hit the people of the Q. By the way, the Q brought to you today by JohnBealRoofing.com. That's our web sponsor, JohnBealRoofing.com. We appreciate those guys for making this show possible each week. If you have any roofing issues, contact JohnBealRoof.com. JohnBealRoofing.com. I'm sorry. JohnBealRoofing.com. Worst situation you've ever dealt with, or craziest situation?
Well,
whatever.
I've dealt with multiple sex scenes. Some were good, some were bad.
Were any of them including Andy over here? He likes to get around. That's all I'm saying.
I've actually walked into an apartment well aware of the resident being home and assuming that she was going to be clothed. And she was sort of built like Andy.
Okay.
Which was very...
That's not good.
That's not a good thing.
That's not good.
For a female.
First off, to be built like any generally random dude in America, and like we're all built about the same. Like we've got bigger upper frames, so a little belly to us, and like that's your typical American now. I think.
Right.
She was built like
you don't want anybody built like that with a girl with a vagina.
Yeah, she was wide at the shoulders and
okay.
Well, maybe she was.
So she's naked.
Yeah,
she's naked. You're in.
Yeah,
You've walked in, and she's naked.
And she sees no problem with being naked while I'm in here working.
Okay,
in her bathroom.
All right.
She's
So
like,
she's nonchalant about this.
Yeah, she's very nonchalant about it. I'm professional.
Of course.
So I try to leave. She's like, you don't have to leave. You don't.
The whole time you're talking to her, you're just sucking your thumb, getting it ready. You're just gonna pop it in the.
So I leave and I call one of my other co-workers over there and they tell me, she does that all the time.
Okay.
So nobody told me that she walks around the house naked? No, nobody told you that she walks around the house naked. No, we wanted you to find out on your own.
And that's
well, you know what? Let me ask you this, Mark.
But you've had to walk into some crazy things though, like some stuff that was like out of control or going down that was bad, or just witnessed something you shouldn't have witnessed, or
I worked at a property out here in North County that will remain nameless at this time. I know I work for the company, but
over in Spanish Lake. Keep going.
I've actually been at work in
Bell Fountain Road. Bell Fountain Road specifically. It's called Countrywood. Okay, keep going.
I was in the apartment complex and I was coming out the apartment and. I heard some kids in the basement, and I walked down there to see what was going on. They were sitting in the steps, me and a friend of mine, and they had all their guns on the stairs.
Oh, hi guys.
Yeah, I was like, hey, what's going on? We knew the situation. They had been beefing with some other kids that stayed over there, They had like 4 or 5 guns just sitting on the stairs, right around between 2 and 3 o'clock. The kids are about to come home from school. Me and my friend, we've been working there for about 4 or 5 years.
So you're putting 2 and 2 together pretty quickly here, and we know that these two are up to no good.
Yeah. We know the people involved. Like, we know both sides because we work there. So we're telling them, hey, there's a better way than this. You're not scared of them, are you? No, I'm not scared of them. So why don't you fight them?
Oh, yeah. Now you're asking me to get potentially personally hurt. Like, I'm going to throw a punch to hurt him, but I might also get hit. He might hit me back. So
there's
I don't know
reason for me to stand up like a man and solve this problem like a man. We had a conversation about 15
participation trophies. That's what it was.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
It's what it always is. These darn liberals, snowflakes.
I mean, it's
vagina hats. Got it. But Antifa, most dangerous people ever. Right? Don't forget, they're snowflakes with vagina, but they're also Antifa when they put a black mask on. So they're the most dangerous, vile Americans that could exist, and you have to watch out for them. They're always going to create problems, and they're going to run you over and hurt you.
I think that's just a Seattle thing because I have yet to see one of those guys.
I haven't seen any here in St. Louis. It's funny that situation that you just mentioned reminds me. When Bone Thugs and Harmony came out with East 1999 Eternal, their second album, there was a song on there called The Crossroads. Mm-hmm. I'm not talking about the radio version of Crossroads, but the original version of Crossroads. Not that one. The original one. The original one. Okay. There's a line on there that says, "Put down your guns and pick up your fists and handle that shit like men, because too many punks out there pumping, thinking their gad is their friend." And that is a big problem that people won't listen to. Mm-hmm. And that is the problem. Too many people out there are quick to pull a gun, and they're too scared to get personally hurt.
Yeah,
that situation he was just
white,
talking
black
about.
Kids,
these are African American kids. They were sitting there, and we had a conversation with them. Now, mind you, me and my friend were both armed at the same time too.
Okay, so you're protected in the situation.
Yeah, we had to do that because of situations.
Yeah, you couldn't. Yeah, you can't just walk around certain areas without protecting yourself. I understand.
Absolutely.
Yeah, people were getting. Residents were
damn liberals.
Yeah, so
I was trying to take my guns all the time, so I have to walk around with nothing.
So about 15 minutes after we had this conversation, we go back up in our apartment because I'm turning the apartment, and me and him are talking. I look out the window and I see 3 of them shoot across the street.
Okay,
they're running across the street. I turn to look at my friend, and as soon as I turn to look at him to say something, tell him to call the police. All we hear is gunshots. Now at this time, the school buses are driving through the apartment complex.
We're not making the smartest decision. No. Even if we are trying to go down this road anyway, we're not even trying to do it in the smartest possible way.
No, not at all. No. And our kids are getting off the bus, and they hit nothing. They hit nobody. They blew out a couple windows.
So what you're saying is they got extremely lucky.
Yes.
They got lucky. Because their life could have changed in an instant.
And that's the point.
That day.
That's the point.
At any one of those bullets. Any one of them.
Oh, yeah.
All it takes is one.
When you don't fight, people that have never been to a penitentiary are not scared to go to jail. People that have been there tend to not want to go back. If you've done real time, you do your best not to put yourself in that position.
Now, Jason.
For free.
Let me ask you a question. Mm-hmm. Have you ever done time?
Oh, yes.
What's the longest stint you ever ran?
I did 6 years, 2 months in the feds.
Where at?
Pekin, FCI Pekin, FCI Greenville, FCI Leavenworth.
You were at Leavenworth.
I barely remember Leavenworth because we got beat from the moment we stepped off the bus to the time that they put us in solitary confinement.
Wait, whoa. Stop. Roll the boat back. Jason.
Mm-hmm.
You were in the federal penitentiary system, and upon transfer to Leavenworth, you were there for a short enough amount of time, yet enough time to be continuously beaten from the minute you stepped off the bus to the minute you got back on.
I remember stepping off the bus.
How long were you there?
We were there about 3 months in transit.
3 months, and you got beat for 3 months straight.
I didn't get mail or anything. I mean, the federal system is an entity all itself.
No, the beatings, did they continue throughout the entire 3 months?
Yeah, it was random. It was random. I mean,
were these guards or were these inmates?
Those are guards. Now, let me explain the whole situation.
Sure, no, go ahead.
When I was incarcerated.
And by the way, I didn't mean to bring any of this. Like, I was asking you an honest question if you had ever been to prison. Because, Jason, I know that we haven't always kept up through all the years, like as much as we want to or like to, like we do now. And so there were times, obviously, you were gone, and I just didn't realize it.
Right.
And so, like, I don't know these things because me and Jay don't talk about, like, hey, Jay, how you been? Been to the federal penitentiary lately? Okay, good. Now we can continue the rest of our catching up.
My past is something I'm not
Proud of,
but I'm not embarrassed of. Everything I've done up to this point has made me the person I am.
All right, first, before we go, let's set this on the right thing, because I think a lot of what a person says really comes down to the character of the individual. Okay, now talking about prisons in such a deep manner, we're talking about some pretty